The deadline for students to apply for FAFSA is quickly approaching, with the fall semester right around the corner.
To talk more about this and new funding that will make the process easier, right now we are joined by SUNY Chancellor Dr. John King. Dr. King, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Great to be with you.
So first, as Dave mentioned, it feels like summer is flying by. The fall semester will be here before we know it. If we can begin, maybe paint the picture for us. How are FAFSA submissions currently looking right now?
Well, look, the key here is that the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, unlocks access to federal and state financial aid. With that aid, 52% of SUNY students go tuition free. So we want to make sure students know about that aid. Now, this year, the federal government changed the form that delayed the release of the form from October to December. There were a number of technical glitches early on. And so we're behind as a country and as a state, about 12% behind in FAFSA completion compared to this same time last year. So it's very urgent that folks go to SUNY.edu, learn how to complete that FAFSA and get it in so they can take advantage of that federal and state financial aid.
Dr. King, for parents who have children that are of college age or getting ready to go into college, maybe they're, a junior or a senior going into high school, this is a critical time for them. And what they have been hearing over the past year is nothing but problems from FAFSA. Do you have any updates as to whether the federal government or FAFSA itself has figured out the process to ensure that this will not be another year repeated last year?
Look, the federal government has been working on this throughout the year. What we're hearing from students and families is that if you have your information ready, completing the form can take less than 10 minutes even. So we really need folks to go online, figure out what they need to put together in terms of materials so they can complete the FAFSA. We're providing information sessions at our campuses. We have a FAFSA completion core where current students are trained to work with prospective students and their families to help them navigate the FAFSA. We're working with community-based organizations, with school districts. We're doing everything we can to support folks, but the starting place is to go to SUNY.edu and learn more about the FAFSA.
Definitely some important outreach efforts, and also a big announcement, the $500,000 award from ECMC. Tell us a little bit about that, how that aims to help students and their parents.
So the ECMC Foundation is very worried about the fact that we're behind as a country in FAFSA completion. These additional dollars will allow us to hold more information sessions. They will allow us to provide information in both English and Spanish to support families. They will help us to fund a digital campaign to make sure that we're reminding folks about FAFSA completion. We've got about 5-6 weeks now before the beginning of the academic year. We want to make sure people get that form done so they know the aid that is available to them. But even into the school year, we'll continue to work with our students to make sure they complete that form. Last year in New York, students left over $200 million on the table in unclaimed federal financial aid because of not completing the FAFSA. We don't want that to happen again this year.
All of the problems that were had at the federal level with the FAFSA program over the past year, they impacted SUNY just like they impacted school systems, university systems all across this country. Dr. King, what kind of an impact did that have on your ability to do your job or your staff and their ability to do their job? Does this basically force colleges and college systems to pivot and maybe open up their systems a little bit more, less rigidity when it comes to these deadlines because there are so many factors with FAFSA going on right now?
Yes, one of the things we had to do at SUNY was to delay our deposit deadline. So we moved back by several weeks the date by which families had to let us know if they were going to claim the spot that had been awarded to their child. So we're continuing to work with students and their families to help them navigate the financial aid process. We're very hopeful, though, with these next 5-6 weeks, we can make sure that all of our students have the financial aid information they need. Last year, we had our first enrollment increase at SUNY in a decade. We were up in community colleges and four-year institutions. We want to continue that trend because we know going to college can open up economic opportunity for students.
Dr. King, before we let you go, we're out of time. Do you have those deadlines?
So the good news is the FAFSA deadline is not until the end of next academic year. So students can continue to complete that, but ideally you want the FAFSA done before the start of the academic year so you know how much aid you're going to get for the coming year.
It is a critical step for college-bound seniors. Certainly, you're talking about more than half of the students in SUNY getting some kind of aid from FAFSA. It's out there, folks. Hopefully you can take advantage of it. Dr. King, thank you so much for joining us. This is a really important topic.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.